Welcome to Paul's Heart. I'm Paul, author of the book Paul's Heart Life as a Dad and a 35-Year Cancer Survivor, available on Amazon. Among other things that I've written besides my book, I've participated in various other publications, newsletters, and other book projects, and I've written some small stories for some of these projects, and I'm going to go into exactly what that one was in the end. But what I'd like to do is share one of the stories that I've recently submitted. I don't talk about them often, but two of the most important people in my life are my daughters. And this was a particular story that I wrote in tribute to them. And this story is titled Maddie and Emmy, and I'd like to share that with you. As a 37-year survivor of Hodgkin's lymphoma, some would think that my greatest achievement is simply surviving cancer. Living as a cancer survivor for 37 years is indeed a significant milestone, surpassing that well-known 5-year mark told to cancer patients when they can consider themselves cured of their cancer. However, I consider my greatest achievements to be my two daughters, Madison and Emily, the most important parts of my survivorship. And I'm just going to show you a quick picture of them when they were younger. At the age of 22, one of my main concerns was how cancer would impact fatherhood. Once I completed both radiation and chemotherapy treatments, it was discovered that chemotherapy left me unable to have biological children, which devastated me. I had always dreamed of becoming a father and had to seek other ways to make that dream possible. Fertility treatments via artificial insemination and in vitro were unsuccessful. My only remaining hope was adoption to help me achieve my life's greatest purpose, fatherhood. And these are the 2 days when my daughters were placed in my arms with their adoption. Maddie and Emmy were born 13 and 15 years after the time when I first started my treatments. But it was halfway through my recovery survivorship they witnessed my first health issue caused by late side effects from radiation and chemotherapy administered 18 years earlier. In 2008, when they were 5 and 3 years old, I nearly was unalived from a severe cardiac event, nicknamed for its lethality, a widowmaker blockage to my heart. I will never forget the bone-chilling words that my cardiologist said to me. It was not a question of if it was going to happen, but when. I underwent an emergency double bypass to save my life. 3 days later, my daughters were brought into the hospital, shocked to see my condition, hooked up to all kinds of machines and tubes coming out of me, yet relieved that I was going to be okay. I survived this first of many health complications caused by my treatments. The one constant has been my daughters, my inspiration through each health crisis faced during my survivorship. And here's another photo of them. Cancer survivors generally do not want their experience with cancer or any other subsequent health issues to define them. But what holds significant importance are moments like hearing, "I love you, Dad," from their children and witnessing their growth over the years. And here's another photo. Balancing my medical appointments and parent-teacher conferences was a challenge. My daughters remember the good times with me prior to all my health issues, from birthdays, holidays, amusement parks, ski trips, vacations. But despite all of my health issues, I made sure I witnessed each of their high school graduations, and today both are in college, which seemed unimaginable to me 37 years ago. My daughters are aware of my successful battle against cancer and openly discuss it. Because they were not there during my treatments, they did not witness all the medical challenges I faced at that time. However, as adults, I make sure they are fully informed and involved about my ongoing health concerns. Their support and their presence provide me with motivation and purpose, inspiring me to look forward to each new day as significant milestones and the many more events in their lives that I will get to witness. And that's one of the more recent photos. So you can actually catch that story on my website, paulsheart.com. Or if you happen to be at Sloan Kettering Memorial Hospital up in Manhattan, I'm not sure if they have gift shops at their other satellite locations, but in the gift shop, they usually have a display of books, and the books are titled Visible Ink. And these books are really special because they take a whole bunch of stories written by cancer patients and survivors. They're not necessarily all cancer related. Some people just want to write about other stuff. There's some poems and things like that. But there, I believe, 15 of those anthologies. I'm in about 7, I believe. But feel free to peruse the books, maybe even buy a few, take them home for you. Those books basically, they're called Visible Ink, and they're basically, if you're familiar with the Chicken Soup for the Soul books, it's kind of the same thing. Like I said, they're just a whole bunch of short stories. The neat thing about those is that every year they choose, I believe it's about 15 of those stories from each book. And then they put on a wonderful show performed by Broadway and other actors. It's really quite an amazing thing to witness. I did have one of my stories performed. I do have that video on my TikTok page here. It's called My Dad Was Just Like Me. So you can actually see that performance as well. So until next time, this is Paul's Heart.